Let's talk about twin flame, soulmate, love today. So today is day 91 of 100 days of surrender. Um, and I couldn't get up yesterday, so day 90 doesn't exist. I yesterday I was just swamped in a really beautiful way, and I'm going through my own weird transition with astral projection and astral travel while I'm sleeping. So I'm not even sleeping, which is super crazy. Anyways, let's talk about love. So I've been processing what happens after the 100 days, right? Like, what do we do? Um, Also, do you like my shirt? Swipe left. I think it's so sassy and funny. I wore it to the gym. I just think it's funny. Anyways, my quirky dorky brain. So I've been thinking a lot about what are we doing after the 100 days of surrender, and I've got a lot of different things going on. So after this series is done, I'm going to shift into posting as frequently as I can tips and information in regards to more depth on healing inner child, understanding your time space reality and how to morph that, understanding the quantum physics piece, understanding the Power 369. I've been teaching all of those things for a really long time. So I'm going to start bringing food here for that. I've got a big table with a feast on it, and I've got lots of chairs at my table. Come and join that. So for the next however many days, from 91 to 100, I'm going to go back into vulnerability and share some of my movements, discoveries, stories through different things because maybe it resonates. So I want to talk about soulmate and twin flame and love. Let's do it, shall we? Gross. Um, yeah. So, do I believe in twin flames was a comment that was posted on my last video. I don't believe in anything. I think a certain way as I experience certain things. What I know is there is way too much hype put out there about twin flame. And, we're starting to see over the last year, 2 years, people talking about, abuse is not okay. So twin flame is propositioned in our spiritual community, which is still largely broadly fourth dimensional consciousness, which is when consciousness, there's ascension levels where we're in third dimensional consciousness, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight. And fourth dimensional consciousness is the most exciting space where we're getting information coming through and it's swirling around within our mind and we're looking at it through our perception, our experience. And it's got some soul vibe in there, all the things, but it is coming through ego space. Um, so this is the dimensional consciousness where people really start to preach twin flame love and shunning the ego and showcase themselves on a beach. Like it's all the like love stuff. Anyways, it's a beautiful face. I'm not judging it when I make that face. I'm like, oh, but it's not my jam. I was there for quite some time though, let me tell you. So in that fourth dimensional consciousness, they talk about twin flame energy, being the love that will challenge you the most, the broadest connection, 5 signs that this might be your twin flame. There's when you look into each other's eyes, you just know each other. When you there's intense sexual chemistry, there's an understanding, there's a man. So here's what it really is. Soulmates, twin flames are people that you resonate with the most. So it's too much information to explain here right now, but it has to do with the law of divine oneness and our rebuilding and being in the sea of consciousness. So I'll bring that another day. But as we disperse ourselves into reincarnated states, right? Your energy is filled through everything and it's picked up and you pick up energy. And so you're this blend of all these beautiful vibrations and energies when every time you're birthed. And so you're going to have people that you've done past lives with that have experienced that as well. And you're each other's energy. So soulmate is someone who has a lot of the same energy that you do and vice versa. So it's this exchange of you are me, I am you, which is true across the board. It's just you've had a lot of lives with them, likely. We'll just make it real simple. That's the real simple version of that. And so you resonate with them really well because there's a piece of you in, like you resonate because it's like, wow, like I see myself in you, and vice versa. So twin flame energy, how do I put this? I'm going to sound so whacked. Ready? Yes, I believe in it, but not in the way fourth dimensional consciousness teaches it. Do I think it's your be all end all human connection? No. If you choose it, yes. You are twins to some degree. So you will have the same sense of humor. You will have the same perception on humanity. You will have the same perception on how the world is going. And it's usually a bit salty. It's pretty salty. It's like, wow, humans suck. That kind of vibe. You have a similar passion in what you like to do in your human experience. So it's very human connection. And then on a soul level, you resonate. Absolutely, you do. You like, there's no friendship deeper than a twin flame energy. Now, the problem with the twin flame energy is you are complete opposites as much as you are the same. And that opposite energy or the opposite healing that you're doing here, the lessons that you came to master, if we want to call it that, are different. So you trigger each other a lot. Um, a lot, a lot. You could have one person like myself who is full throttle in life, and the twin flame is brakes on. I like to go real slow. You could have one that is all in being of service to humanity, and the opposite end of that is being service of self. You could have one that loves children and animals, and one that is like, I don't like any of that. There's something drastically different in regards to the forward momentum of twin flame energy. So, society or fourth dimensional consciousness has really pushed this like, find it, hold onto it, make it work. That is so the wrong approach. Whenever we are trying to make it work, we are not truly accepting the truth of that individual. So love across the board is all about falling in love with the fucked up pieces of the person standing in front of you, as much as you are falling in love with what they are offering you and what they make you feel. There's a huge difference between cathesis and love. Cathesis is you make me feel good, I make you feel good. We have chemistry, we have connection, we have similarities, we've got all this stuff, and we enjoy our time together, and it feels really great. Awesome. Love is actually the ability, the desire to be witness to someone's growth as well as your own. That's rare. And so that's really possible in twin flame connection. I don't believe that every human has their twin flame on Earth. A lot of us starseeds have our twin flame up there. I've done every single one of my lives without my twin flame, and love has not been a priority for me in my previous lives. In all of my Akashic records, it has not been a priority for me. This life as Dime is the life of love. So one of the first masteries that I had to do in this life was love my damn self. That took a really long time. It took a really long time to get vulnerable and find my fucked up and honor it and love it and not be afraid to show it, not be afraid to be vulnerable with it, because we're all fucked up in our own unique way, right? And then when my twin flame came into my life, I don't really like that term because I don't like pushing a negative agenda, because like fourth dimensional consciousness teaches like it'll be aggressive and you can heal each other, just keep trying to heal each other. And I think it's so messed up to take that approach. If you happen to have your twin flame here, you're going to know. I promise you're going to know. If there's uncertainty with it, it's because you're not healed. You're still dealing from that fear space. And with me, this lifetime, I have had, oh man, I've dated a lot. I'm divorced twice. I got married at 18, which I think is the stupidest things that my parents pushed upon me. Back that up a little bit. My parents encouraged me to be boy crazy. My mom did quite a bit. And I don't think that's the lens that she sees it through, but very much encouraged that. And it was very much, you need to find a man and marry the first one that offers because you are not worth anything. And I fell in love at a very young age, at 15, very young age, like really truly loved this man. Still do, and I don't even know him. It's so messed up. And maybe that's just that flighty girl in me, but I don't know. I just felt something really unique with this guy and dated him through high school, which was forbidden because he wasn't the same religion as I was. So that was a secret relationship. And, I really had to hide that. And then my parents pushed upon me marrying a man from our congregation, like pushed upon me, who was drastically older. This man started having feelings for me when I was like 15, 14. And by the time we were 18, I was 18, we were married, and he was about 7, 8 years older than me. So looking back, that's all I'm gonna say. Odd. Um, and then that was super dysfunctional. Every relationship that I went through, my heart always ached for the feeling that the first one gave me, that boy I loved in school. There was something very unique about that. And when I was with him, I felt like we were two kids in a sandbox and the world didn't exist. Even though we were children and I wasn't truly who I am now, there was a real strong bond. So I used to always think, oh, I miss my opportunity with my twin flame, right? So I'm sharing that because as you go through this journey, you're going to experience loves where you're going to be like, oh yeah, no, that's it, that's it, that's it. Can you move into love and a relationship without the expectation of longevity? That's my approach, for the most part. I have no expectation on the length of my relationships at all. And that took me a long time to get to. Every relationship that I've gone through has taught me to be stronger, to have a voice, um, to stand up for myself, to set boundaries, to stop settling. That was a hard lesson. um, to explore different versions of myself through different reflections of different partners. And I've dated both men and women. Um, so it's been a crazy wild journey of discovering myself through love, through my reflection through them. And my biggest game changing sort of mentality switch was, and this is real key, for my partner, what do I want them to experience through me? What do I want my partner to experience through me? Someone has to go first. And this is where I think relationships go into default, is it's not fair. We want them to do the growth. We want them to move into fifth dimensional consciousness. We want them to whatever, whatever, whatever. Because it's not fair that we have to do it and they're not doing it. And we get resentful. And that might be subconscious or it may be right on the surface. So when I finally realized, what do I want my partner to experience through me, I took a big break from dating, like officially dating, and just sort of like hung around, met a lot of people and did my thing. And then in a meditation, my now partner showed up, and I knew that I had to move across the country in order to align with this individual. And then 3 weeks into that move, after that move, we met. And you won't miss the boat on who's meant for you. If it is your twin flame, you do not have to look for them. You do not have to be on dating sites. You do not have to do that. You do not have to search or try or find them. You have to prepare for them. And so I had done a lot of preparation in, what do I want to bring to a relationship, and am I truly ready for one? He showed up in my meditations. I knew what province he was in Canada, so I had to move back to Ontario, and I settled. And he kept showing up in my meditations. His smell, I never saw his face, but I saw everything else, and the feeling of his embrace. And then one day during like COVID restriction times, there was a birthday party that was an outdoor birthday party. It was like fall, kind of cold. Um, and it was an outdoor bonfire, which I would never go to because I don't like the cold. And last second, I was like, oh, I haven't seen this individual in a long time. I love them. I'm just gonna go for a quick visit and then I'll leave. And I got there, met everybody, talking for a couple of minutes. And then on the other side of that coin, my now partner went through the same thing, sitting on his couch at home, being like, I haven't seen her in a while. I should go to that birthday party. And so just something clicked and we both listened. And so I was standing at the bonfire, and I knew what his energy felt like through those meditative states. So I'm standing at the bonfire, and all of a sudden I can feel him walking across the yard. And I was like, holy shit, that's my future husband. Wow. And I didn't want to look. I was like, he stood beside me and I could hear him breathing. And I didn't want to look. So I looked down, and of course it was dad shoes, like, and dad jeans. And I was like, oh God, of course. And then I slowly looked up and I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. Oh. And I just leaned over and I was like, hey, you have really great energy. And he was like, I don't really know what that means, but I'm going to say the same thing about you. Like I feel something, and I don't really understand that world. And I was like, neat. And then I just walked away. Fast forward later into that night. And we were connected, and we just knew. And so our relationship was deep, powerful, exciting love. And then came in the opposites. And so we've been through this journey of, if you are open to discovering yourself through an individual without the expectation, if you have your twin flame, you're going to feel triggered. They're going to feel triggered. You're going to bring up, how do we move forward? Or what do I need to heal within myself? What does this look like, feel like for us? And my current relationship, we have taken time apart a few times. And the last time we did, I thought for sure, absolutely, like, I'm done with this. We are not at the same pace. I have love for this person, but this is not in alignment with where I'm going with my life. He's going in an opposite direction than I'm going in an opposite direction. I was absolutely certain that we were never going to get back together. Absolutely certain. However, there was always um, an ache and a reconnection and a, hey, how's your day going? And never really let go of each other. And then one day it was just, all right, you know what? I see all of your fucked up. And I'd taken enough time to process that and thought, can I love that? Can I love the opposite pieces that allow me what I perceive as my freedom to move forward? And we had a really beautiful, many, many, many beautiful conversations. And that's the whole point of Twin Flame. If you choose it, it's not because of what it's going to make you feel. It's not because it's the best love of your life, although it will be. I don't want you going into Twin Flame energy with, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. This is the most rewarding. This is the best sex. This is the best laughter. This is the best sense of humor. This is the best perspective. This is this. We could build this together. No. The point of a twin flame, if you have your twin flame on earth, and the point of any human connection, really honestly, can you fall in love with what they perceived as their broken? And I don't want you to look at it as, oh, they don't have self-worth, and they deserve so much, and it's because of all of these things happened, and we're not making excuses for them. We're actually resonating with them. That your pain feels the same way my pain does. Can you explore those pieces of each other and fall in love with, you're fucked up, my fucked up, and bond, not in a toxic way, not in a fixing each other way, in a vulnerable inner child, become your inner child together, side by side. And be like, yeah, these are the things I'm afraid of. These are my insecurities. This is where I've gotten it wrong my whole life. This is me. And through that connection, you will see yourself in a whole new light. You will heal your inner child in a whole new light. And you will do it alongside them. And the rate and the speed at which that happens, who knows? But don't have expectation on longevity. Just enjoy the experience. And that's all. That's all it is. So that's my take on twin flame. All right, day 91. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.